Sambulnaka, Torana Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good morning to you all. Now, at the outset, let me acknowledge and thank Ed and the Pacific Voices to Extinct for the lovely singing, national anthem, and the first number. How are you? Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a great honor and pleasure to be invited again this year to officiate over the 47th Fiji Institute of Accountants Congress of 2019. Now let me begin by acknowledging the Fiji Institute of Accountants for again organizing another Congress that aims to bring many professions like you and industry leaders to a venue to discuss, to listen, inspire, and most importantly, to participate through sharing your own experiences, to do better and to be better at what you do. This is our shared vision for a better future. A future for every Fijian. A future of sustainability, of resilience, and a future that prioritizes humanity. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are only too aware of the many challenges that we are faced with today, as individuals, as organizations, as a community, and as a nation. And I believe that we are at a critical crossroads, and our decisions today will certainly shape the future we want to have. Now, to ensure that we achieve a brighter future, we need to embrace change and take on many of the pressing challenges, including climate change, urbanization, resource depletion, and healthcare, to name a few. Now, the perception that dealing with these challenges is the sole responsibility of the government of the day is, in my humble opinion, no longer proper nor viable. It is simply everyone's responsibility to think and plan for a better future, for themselves and for our future generations to come. Now, this is a call to action, and we need to find our place and our purpose in this journey into a more peaceful and prosperous Fiji. And therefore, the theme for this year's Fiji Institute of Accountants 2019 Congress is most fitting and timely: prioritizing humanity through innovative solutions to meet these challenges. Now, the Congress theme may be simply seen as valuing the importance of being humane above all other things. And in today's fast-paced world filled with technological advances, face-to-face social interaction, it hopefully does for better and longer life. Now, this is perhaps why women, who tend to prioritize spending time with loved ones more than men, live an average of 6 years longer, I've been told. We should all know when to turn off our smartphones to enrich our lives. How does the idea of a vacation with interruption from work sound? A novel idea, but we should all try to set definite rules about when to use technology. Now, life definitely becomes richer and more colorful when you stop those digital dinners. I'm sure you know all about it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what really matters is chasing meaning, not happiness. Constantly evaluating our own happiness actually contributes to feelings of hopelessness and depression. Now, so finding something that motivates and drives you forward is a crucial factor of having meaning. It may work, something else. Now, the author Emily Safahani Smith, in her book, The Power of Meaning, says, and I quote, "We are authors of our stories, and we can change how we are telling them. Your life is not just a list of events. Prioritizing things to improve your life and maybe even save it." Unquote. Now, ladies and gentlemen, earlier this month, Fiji hosted the largest meeting ever to be held in Fiji, the 52nd annual meeting of the Asian Development Bank Board of Governors, held on the 1st to the 5th of May. That was attended by about 3,000 delegates from more than 18 different countries. Now, when many doubted, Fiji showed the world that we are able to host an event of such magnitude, and I believe that it is with the sheer determination and commitment made not only by government, but by many support organizations, volunteers, sponsors, civil society, and donors that it was made possible. Well done. I share this with you because that is what we all can achieve collectively, together, holding hands and moving forward towards a common goal. Now, with a shared vision and our collective efforts, we can make a brighter future for all Fijians. Fiji, where no one is going to be left behind. Now, Fiji's Prime Minister, the Honorable Rangai Bainimarama, reminded us in his address at the opening of the same meeting that, and I quote, Fiji has set out and stuck with a bold vision for our national progress. United in realizing that the Fijian people have spurred our economy to 10 straight years of economic growth, a new record for Fiji. And we, a nation of about 900,000 people, have earned ourselves a proud reputation as a champion for the cause of sustainable development, unquote. Punching above our weight indeed. Now, these are not only bold words, but a promise that as a small island nation, we persevere, we dedicate, we work hard, we are determined, and we deliver. And with that in mind, let us continue to engage, to share, to learn, and to collectively work towards our common goals. Over these 2 days, the Congress will see 7 expert speakers who will speak to you on various topics from climate change, leadership, resources, availability and management, artificial intelligence, lifestyle and culture. Now, these stem primarily from the focus of this year's Congress: inspire, empower, and innovate. To inspire is to think about our possible future and the implications for our nation. How can we create a sense of purpose and encourage ownership and action through a shared vision which paints a compelling picture of our future? A vision that takes into account the aspirations, the dreams and values of our people. It is about forging our common purposes, our shared vision. To empower is to look at our present challenges and think critically and strategically about how to turn our challenges into opportunities. Now the question then becomes, how do we learn and grow from our challenges instead of becoming paralyzed by them? It is clear that the status quo is no longer an option, and we need to develop new approaches and empower our younger generations to lead and build a better future. Now, this is about strengthening our character, supporting each other, building trust, and most importantly, it is about being united as a people and a nation. And to innovate is to gain competitive advantage that will help us achieve sustainable growth. We should focus on developing local innovation capacity to address challenges specific to our local context. We need to explore effective ways to support and encourage local innovation. In accepting our vulnerabilities, we must explore opportunities, and in view of this, I consider it prudent that in such forums as you interact and deliberate on pertinent issues with colleagues, you will no doubt discover and formulate new and hopefully better and brighter innovative prospects for our future as a young and developing independent sovereign state. One of the mission statements of the FIA is to commit yourselves to a strong, active and devoted sense of duty to our members and communities. The Institute has seen a number of initiatives which support this. The new Women in Leadership series, as you heard, is aimed at promoting women to key leadership roles by providing them with opportunities to listen and to interact with women who can share their experiences and journeys by inspiring confidence in others. With women making up about 49% of our population from the 2017 census, it is clear that women are still not proportionately represented in leadership positions. However, we all know that female longevity speaks for itself, especially in the age groups above 60 years. So women have the staying power to see this turn around. Ladies, you have that staying power. The inaugural event of this quarterly series was a great success. I'm told that the June 2019 events in Suva and Nadi have generated a lot of interest already. Now this shows that the vision of having more women in leadership roles is definitely a shared goal for the betterment of our country. The Institute has been active in raising its profile within the region amongst accounting organizations of Pacific countries. Now the Pacific Collaboration Initiative has used FIA as a benchmark in many areas, and I am very proud to say that Fiji is the chair of this group. Again, we see a situation where Fiji is able to achieve more towards a common goal by us working together. The FIA has a membership of about 800 members, as you've heard, but is still able to assist other accounting organizations, even those with membership numbers larger than their own. Now, additionally, the FIA has been working with the Confederation of Asian and Pacific Accountants, CAPA, to look at ways to collectively harvest synergies so that all Pacific accounting organizations can all benefit from strategic partners' assistance in identified areas of need. Now, the FIA has also increased its profile in recent years in international conferences and other events. Now, networking during these meetings and forums are of great value for the Institute moving forward, and I thoroughly encourage the Institute to continue to concentrate on as the potential benefits available to FIA and indeed to Fiji are immense. Now, this is one way to brand Fiji internationally and to work together for the betterment of the accounting profession in the region as well as within each of our respective countries. Now, the younger generation is not forgotten, and the Institute awards the top accounting year 13 students, or year 13 students, in line with the Institute's strategic initiative of creating awareness for future members and building the FIA brand in Fiji and the region. We've just been reminded by the President. As a professional accounting body, the FIA has a responsibility to encourage and nurture more students to take up accounting and work towards a career in accounting. Now, the FIA will continue with its annual award as part of its contribution to education in Fiji. Now, the tertiary students are also not ignored, and FIA awards are also available. Now, the Institute's long-standing recognition of the achievement of exceptional accounting graduates, and this demonstrates FIA's commitment in assisting the nation to respond to issues of the shortage of critical skills. Now, before I conclude, I wish to acknowledge the FIA President, Mr. Zareen Khansa, the Council members, and the Secretariat, hard-working Secretariat. Or just for saying, Beverly and the team, and your hard-working committee. Now, thank you for organizing such a successful conference. Congratulations and well done. The list of delegates is an impressive gathering of who's who in Fiji. I went through the list with great interest. Thank you to the major sponsors, Vodafone Fiji again, and Westpac Banking Corporation for your ongoing support to the Institute and specifically for Congress. And that goes with the other sponsors. And thank you also to all our support sponsors for your assistance in making this event possible. Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance and attention. I wish you well and every success in your deliberation of the next 2 days. And with these words, it gives me great pleasure to officially open 47th FIA Congress. Now I level than ever. Thank you. May Almighty God bless you all.